The diploma frame on her office wall hung slightly crooked. When the school inspector noticed it and reached to straighten it, Sarah Thompson's face went white as snow. Because what was hidden behind that frame wasn't an education degree. It was a graduation certificate from NATO's most classified sniper program. And now everyone was about to learn this secret. But how did this story begin? And what was Sarah Thompson's real identity? What city are you watching from today? Don't forget to write it in the comments. Cedar Falls Elementary School's principal's office looked like any typical rural school office. Old wooden desk, plastic chairs, children's drawings on the walls, and of course that diploma frame. It had hung there as proof of Sarah Thompson's 25-year teaching career. Or so everyone thought. Inspector Robert Mitchell was placing his files on the desk when his eye caught the frame. "Sarah, that frame looks a bit crooked. Mind if I straighten it?" "No." Sarah's voice was sharper than usual. "I mean, no need. I'll handle it later." But Robert had already reached out and started adjusting the frame. It wobbled slightly, and something fell from behind it. A white piece of paper. Sarah froze completely. Years had passed, but Sarah never forgot that day. 2003 Afghanistan operations. The final exam of NATO's most elite sniper program. She had to aim at a moving target from 2.5 kilometers away in windy conditions. "Candidate 07, are you ready?" "Ready, Commander." The moment she pulled the trigger, she didn't just hit the target, she also made history as the program's first female graduate. As the commander handed her the certificate, he said, "This document will never appear in any official records. You were never here, this program doesn't exist, but know this, you're now one of NATO's most valuable assets. Codename Silent Eagle." That certificate had now fallen to the floor of the rural elementary school principal's office. Robert picked up the paper and began examining it. Sarah's heart was pounding wildly. NATO logo, classified stamps, English text. What is this, Sarah?" Robert's voice was confused. "NATO Sniper Training Program, Certificate of Excellence, Candidate 07... "I can explain," said Sarah, her voice now carrying an authority she hadn't used in years. "But first you need to know that what you see here should never be mentioned anywhere." Robert looked up in shock. The woman across from him was no longer the small-town school principal he knew. Her posture had changed, her gaze had sharpened, her speech was more decisive. "20 years ago, I wasn't Sarah the teacher," said Sarah, checking outside the window. "I was Lieutenant Sarah Thompson, the only female member of a 12-person special unit sent by the US Armed Forces on classified operations with NATO." Robert listened without blinking. "Afghanistan, Iraq, the Balkans. For 8 years I served in places that don't exist on maps, in operations that never happened. 47 confirmed neutralizations, 0 casualties on my team, 0 mission failures." "So why did you quit?" asked Robert, still in shock. Sarah paused. This part was always hard to tell. The last operation. On the Bosnia-Herzegovina border. We needed to stop a human trafficking organization, but something went wrong. There were children in the target building, kidnapped children. Her eyes drifted to the distance. "My commanders said the operation cannot be cancelled, but when I saw those children, I couldn't pull the trigger." "What did you do?" "I disobeyed orders. I went into the building alone and rescued 23 children. The operation was considered a failure, but those children were alive. NATO retired me with sealed records, officially for health reasons." "And you came here?" "Yes. They buried my real identity, created a fake background. I became Sarah Thompson, education school graduate. For 15 years I lived here quietly, peacefully." Just then, a strange sound came from outside. Engine sounds. But these weren't normal small-town vehicles. Sarah immediately went on alert. "Robert, you need to leave here immediately." "Why?" "What's happening?" Sarah looked out the window. Black SUVs, professionally dressed men, coordinated movements. "They found me," she said, her voice carrying not panic, but warrior determination. "After 15 years, my past caught up with me." The men began surrounding the school building. Sarah quickly opened the bottom drawer of her desk. What she pulled out completely shocked Robert. A carefully preserved professional sniper rifle, NATO markings still on it. "The children in school?" asked Robert. "They're at recess, safe in the playground." "But these men came here to take me. If I resist, I'll put the children in danger." Sarah checked the rifle. After 15 years, her hands still worked with the same expertise. "So what will you do?" "Plan A, surrender quietly and don't endanger the children." "Plan B." She looked at the rifle. "I don't even want to think about Plan B." A voice came from outside. "Sarah Thompson. We know you're inside. Come out and nobody gets hurt." Sarah took a deep breath. "Robert, please get the children away from the school building. Take them to the playground area." "But you—" "I'll handle this. Go, please." After Robert left, Sarah opened the window. Outside, 8 armed men in tactical positions had surrounded the school. "I might be the person you want," she called out, "but we don't draw weapons where there are children." "You have 5 minutes, Thompson. Then we're coming in." Sarah quickly calculated. Distance from school roof to playground, wind direction, sun position. Even after 15 years, her body switched to autopilot. When she reached the roof, children's voices came from the distance. Robert had gotten them to the safe area. She positioned the rifle. 8 targets, 8 opportunities. But she didn't have to kill. She just needed to neutralize. First target, left leg. Severe wound, not fatal. Second target, gun hand, combat disable. "Final warning, Thompson." Sarah pulled the trigger. The first bullet hit the left flank man's leg. He fell but was alive. The second bullet neutralized the threat from the right flank. Third, fourth, fifth. Even after 15 years, her hands had never forgotten. Every shot was calculated, every bullet strategic. After 7 minutes, all 8 men were on the ground, wounded but alive. None had died. When the sheriff's department and ambulances arrived, Sarah had already come down from the roof, taken a white cloth in her hand, and was making a surrender signal. When the detective questioned her, she told the whole truth. NATO background, classified operations, desire to protect children. "So what happens now?" asked the detective. "This time I'll really retire," said Sarah with a smile, "but I'll continue teaching for the children." Just without a secret identity, now. 2 weeks later, when Sarah returned to the classroom, one of the students asked, "Mrs. Thompson, is it true that you were really a soldier?" Sarah smiled. "Yes, sweethearts. But now, my most important mission is teaching you mathematics." But the diploma on her desk now had a double frame. Both the education degree and the NATO sniper certificate. Side by side, proudly. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking people have the most extraordinary backgrounds. Thousands of people like Sarah Thompson quietly, proudly do their jobs while never telling anyone about their past sacrifices. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. You can also mention which city you're watching from in the comments. See you in the next video!